What do you think? I think it's time to get to work. It is going to be a scorcher today. Pretty much clear skies, sunshine, and very, very, very high humidity. I think I could almost, let me get out of this shade here. I think I could almost just jump in the air and take off swimming. That's how hot, not hot, but how humid it is today. And it's only going to get worse. Here in Iowa, we've had quite a bit of rain here the past few days, like 4 or 5 inches. And in Iowa, come about August, all this corn around here actually gives off moisture into the air, and it gets really, really humid. Heat index today is supposed to be somewhere up around 110, and I think around 113 to 118 tomorrow, something like that. So yeah, it's going to be hot. I know I'm talking about the weather a lot and how hot it is, and I know there's hotter places in the country, but for here, with the humidity like it is in the upper 70s, I think, 78% I think, or something like that, it's hot. So if you're just tuning in, we're working on the Flareside, and today I'm going to get the hood and the fenders back on this beast, hopefully before I cook myself. It would actually be better if you had an assistant, I believe, but I don't at the current time. So I'm just going to do it in reverse order of how I took it apart. I'm going to put the hood on, prop it up, and then get the fenders on, and hopefully nothing comes crashing down and causes any problems. But that is what I'm going to get doing right now. So I'm going to go get the hood and get it on the truck. Try not to scratch this up. It's close. Probably will. Gotta be close. Get a bolt started in over here just so it can't go anywhere, or at least can't go too far. And then we'll get one in over here. So I've got the hood on here. I've got the 4 bolts in the hinges, not the spring part, but the hinges that lift it up. So I'm just going to prop it open now, and I can get it close to where it needs to be, I think. I can find a place to prop it on. And you can pretty much tell on the, not sure if you can see, on the hinges here, you can tell where the bolts used to sit, which is pretty close to where they are right now. So I'm just going to tighten it up, we'll see where we are, and then I can adjust it from there. I'm probably going to have to do some adjusting once I get the fenders on anyway. So I've got the hood bolted on, and it's pretty close, I think, to where it needs to be. Now looking at it, I kind of wish I would have taken the hinges off and painted them along with, and I meant to do it and I just forgot about them, along with these springs, but painting over rust isn't going to work very good anyway, even though it's real light rust. But again, it's under the hood. I'm not real worried about it. So at least it's white and not blue. Well, the hood's white and not blue, but the hinges are, it's a little bit different color white. It's supposed to be Oxford white, but it must just be old paint, new paint. I don't know. So let's get started on the fenders, shall we? Now I took the front fender off. I had a bit of a trouble getting it out on the driver's side here, past that bumper, because the bumper's tweaked. It's always been tweaked ever since I bought it. I'm not sure. It looks like this bracket over here is leaning back a little bit. I don't even know if you can see down in there, but all that holds the bumper on, there's 4 bolts here, or nuts really. There, and then 2 over here on this side. And then there's a bracket down here. I'm not sure if these are on all trucks. They had a brush guard on this when I got it. So I got one down here that I need to take off, and this one over here is, I didn't think it was connected anymore. I guess it is. Okay, so that one needs, no. Yeah, that one needs to come off as well. So I am going to get started taking these nuts off down here. It's a 20, hold on here, I think it's a 21 millimeter. Yeah, 21 millimeter. Not on incredibly tight, but I'm gonna finish up doing this and then I'll bring you back in. We're having fun now. Got 2 more bolts up on top here. They need to come out, at least on this truck there are. I don't know if they're supposed to be. They are 10 millimeter, just about there. And I believe this bumper should come off. Well, it's coming off without that bracket. There we go. I'm just going to set it right here. Now, I may end up getting a new bumper. So I guess you didn't need to take these top ones out. They're supposed to stay in place. Pretty rusty, and shit's falling off of it. This bolt and this bolt can stay in. They attach to the bumper, and then these go through those L brackets on the frame. And now I think it's time for a Gatorade break. It is really heating up, but it's not going to stop me. You'll probably just hear me complain a lot about the heat. So I just had something come across my phone, and I don't know if you watched this guy or not.
What do you know? The GoPro's fully charged. Now let me show you what's going on with the truck here.
Anyway, that's Johnson's gi rod. If you look over, I think it's over this way. On my main page, you'll see a not suggested videos. I think it says check out these other channels, something like that. You can hit him up over there and check out his channel. We have a little camaraderie going back and forth. We were talking about possible collaboration later on this year. I don't know if that's going to happen, but he's got a good channel, and go check it out. Well, let's see if we can get the driver's fender up. I may want to slide this board over just a smidge. Stay. Fender time! Let's hope this works. Let's see here. That goes. I can't remember where everything goes now. Let's have to go front. Put it here. Like that. Stay. I'm going to put that I'm going to just start the threads on that big bolt in underneath. So I've got the driver's side fender just mounted up here. I put that bolt in that's way down there, kind of back by the door. It's a 10 millimeter bolt, and looks like everything's gonna line up pretty decent. So I'm going to bolt the fender on up here, along with the springs. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll show you here in a second. So I've got the driver's side fender kind of sort of on. Let me show you what I'm running into here. I think it's going to fit up okay. I can tell right now I think that's bent over a little bit, which that's not a big deal. And I've got these 2 bolts kind of sort of in. Right here is going to need to be tweaked out just a little bit. That's not a big deal. This isn't lining up too bad, especially right here. That's real good. Up here, it's a little off. But it's not too terribly bad. I can probably massage that into place a little bit. I had this bottom bolt tightened up. The body lines are lining up pretty decent. Looks like there's a little bit bigger gap at the bottom than the top, and the whole thing may be a little bit too big. I haven't done anything on the front of it yet as far as bolting it down, so I'm thinking when I do that I can probably get it into where it needs to be, because it will, well, I guess I've got it bolted up there pretty tight. It'll move around a little bit, so I think I need to loosen that up and just work it into place. So that's what I am going to do. So I'm going to do that. It may take me just a little bit. After I take a little break again, because it's really frickin' hot if you didn't gather that from before. And then I'm going to try to work this into place, and I'll come back and tell you what I did, because this might take a little while. So I'll be back. Well, it's about 108 heat index. It's rather warm. Got the fenders and the hood pretty much on. They need a little tweaking here and there, like right up here. This needs brought out a little bit. Might need to do a little adjusting. The gap's a little closer up on the top than it is the bottom. This side over here, I think this one might be a little bit better. Yeah, I mean the gap isn't perfect, and it looks like this one might need to be, yeah it does, needs to be brought out just a little bit too, but that's not a big deal. This lines up pretty decent. Other than that, one thing when you go to put the fenders back on, I couldn't figure out where these darn little clips were that attach the fender to the radiator support. Well, they're in this front. This front piece has the clips in them, so you got to put this on to have the clips, and then the bolt goes through all of them. Kind of weird, but anyway. Then off of your old fenders, you're going to want to get these for your hood to rest on, and that, which I'm so hot and tired, I'm just having a brain fart. I can't think of what that's called, but your truck won't run without it, so you got to transfer that over, which I should have done before I ever put the fenders on. If you want your jack, you're going to have to take that and transfer that over. There's a clip there that you're going to have to move over. These clips here, those bolts that you get out, as you saw in the previous video, you open your door and you get those out. I forgot to move those over, and I think I'm just going to leave them out. Hell, the fenders are solid as could be. I don't really see what they could be doing. That big bottom bolt down there is going to hold everything. There's enough bracing up, you know, in this metal here. I don't know. Maybe if I can reach it, I'll see if I can slip those on. But just looking at it real quick, I didn't think I'd be able to get those on. But I got to get that one. I thought there was some more I had to get. That one. I guess that's all. So there's not a whole lot left to getting the fenders on. And those are for... Those right there are for your springs on your hood. I've just got it propped open with a board right now, but they're kind of heavy, and if that board would let go, you'd probably break your hand if you had it down under there. But yeah, the springs here, and then the bolt goes through there and screws into that clip I just showed you. So after a brief cool down and a refreshing drink, I'm ready to get back working on this truck. So the little clips that are on that fender, they look like this. You can see that. So where they go is right there. Right in that square hole there. Try not to drop them down in there. And it goes in like that. And you just put that over that. And slide them on. Just like that. And then your hinge just bolts right up to that and up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and we'll get those hinges on. So to put these springs on, you just got these two bolts that go up here, and then another one that goes in through here. They all have a 10 millimeter, you need a 10 millimeter socket to get all these on. Not real difficult. I'd put the ones, I don't know if it matters, I'm going to put the ones on the hood on first because that's how they came off. We'll zippity-doo-dah that one on. Now I'm going to go and do the same thing over there. Well, I lied. That bottom bolt that goes into the fender is not the same as the two that go up on top. I believe it is this one that has, it's got a little shoulder around it, and that's for that bracket to be able to rotate on that. So that's the bolt you want to use. And it requires a 13mm socket. Okay, then you gotta put these rubber things in that go along the side of your hood, and they look like that on the bottom. All you do is you come along, set these down, and one goes right, you can see what I'm looking at, one goes right there. Put that down in there like that, like that, and slide it towards you, and that's all there is to that. Another one goes up here, over here, and up here. See how easy that is? Come on, you little bastard. There we go. There. Now we'll close the hood and see if it shuts as it should. I should be a poet. Well, it shuts. I have a little bit of a gap there. This definitely needs to be pulled out. This side I think is sitting up on, yeah it is, it's sitting up on the adjuster on how far your hood will shut down. So let me tweak that a little bit. I'm going to spray a little penetrating oil on these because they don't want to move. Let it soak for a little bit, and then I'm going to try to adjust the hood down. And I've got one more bolt on each side up here in the front that I'm hoping will suck the fenders in just a little bit and close that gap up. If that works, they aren't bad. They're not bad for mounting up, at least this set wasn't. Coffee in the morning, Gatorade in the afternoon. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting these to adjust down. I've got penetrating oil on them. These fit down, there's a rectangular slot on here, and these fit down, these fingers are what hold that in. You can get a screwdriver underneath there and just pop them up. Just be careful, try not to break them. Wouldn't be hard to replace, but just a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna work on these a little bit and see if I can get them to move. Okay, well, with a lot of finagling, I finally got it pretty close, I think. Show you what I was doing. Trying to get the gap on the up along here to be equal, which about as good as it's gonna get, I think. And then this side, the gap on this side is really pretty good. I was having a little trouble getting the hood and the fenders the same height, which on this side the hood is still just back here, you know, right in here it's a little high, and all the way to the front. And I'm not sure why. This side over here this side's pretty good. I don't know, I'm not going to be terribly particular on it. It is what it is. I think it's going to work just fine. So it's coming along. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. I still got to tweak this right here. Pull that out a little bit. I did it just with my fingers a little while ago, but I couldn't quite get it pulled out, and it was kind of starting to cut into me. But yeah, not going to be too bad, I don't think. The hood needs a little bit of work, more than I thought. I didn't even see it down at the salvage yard. There's a little dip right there, and there's one right there. And then it looks like a couple little hail. There's one there, like hail stone things or something. That's easily fixable, and I'll show you how to do that. But what was I going to say? I don't know. Open the hood on it here, show you under the hood one last time. So that's why I painted, you know, under the hood and the fenders. It just makes it look more finished, I guess. You know, I mean, I could have left them black and with the hood shut, nobody would have ever known. But now at least when you open the hood, it's all white under here like it's supposed to be. So I still haven't made it down to get the P.O. box set up. I'm thinking I might go do that tomorrow because it's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow than today, and today it's damn hot. If you have something you want to send me, such as license plates for the license plate wall over there, that'd be awesome. I'd really like to do that. If you are new to the channel, I've been talking recently about building a license plate wall. I'd like to go, you know, just all over in here, and then I can move that Ford truck flag and those other things somewhere else. And I would like to just build a whole wall of license plates. I think that'd be something kind of cool. As far as what else is going on, the next thing I'm going to be doing on the truck, I think, is cutting out the cab. Well, I'm going to have to take the box off and then cut out the cab corners, weld new panels in, do some filler work on that, and I think we'll be painting before long. I ordered my primer and clear, I don't know when I did it, last night or two. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so that's good. Coming up before long, I'm going to have to make another trip down to the salvage yard to get the light for that side, the marker light on the side there, and so that will be an adventure. The only other thing I can really think of at the moment, I've been thinking about keeping this truck once I get it fixed up. So if you like what you see here, please subscribe, comment down below, come back for more. We got a lot more left to do on this truck, and it should be a pretty sharp truck when it's done. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.